Welcome to your Feeding America West Michigan Civil Rights Training. My name is Shay Crick, and I am the agency specialist who will be conducting the training with you today. The purpose of this training is to help ensure you and the organization you represent are complying with and upholding the rights of the participants that you serve. Feeding America West Michigan is a recognized hunger relief organization by the federal government. This status allows us to receive commodities from the government to assist us in relieving the strain of hunger on those in our service area. Because we receive support in the form of food products from the government, there are requirements that pertain to the way we deal with the people we serve. Civil rights are defined as the rights of citizens to political and social freedom and equality. Think of civil rights as a pyramid made up of 4 equal pieces. These pieces are dignity, respect, inclusion, and honesty. Asking for food assistance can be a difficult problem for people. Many of the people we serve may have deep feelings of shame and anxiety when they come to see us. Everyone should be made to feel as comfortable as possible. Smile, use kind words, and make people feel that you are there to take care of them without judgment. Each and every person who receives food from you should be treated with these 4 tenets in mind. By treating our clients with dignity, respect, inclusion, and honesty, we uphold and honor their civil rights. Civil rights are more than just rules laid out to govern the way we serve people. They are a set of tools we can use to promote the best possible service to people that we take care of. Like with most tools, proper adherence to civil rights will result in meeting of specific goals. The goals of civil rights are equality and consistent treatment, knowledge, elimination of barriers, dignity, and respect. Equality and consistent treatment is exactly as it sounds. Treat each and every person equally, each and every time they come to visit you. Equal treatment doesn't mean the same, however. It means providing equal service. For example, if one client is given canned beans and another client receives canned peas on the same distribution day, equal treatment has been achieved because although the vegetables were different, each client received a green vegetable in a can. Providing knowledge to clients can include resources of other programs or services in the area, or just clear explanation of the procedures you use and why. For example, if a client asks why they must provide certain information or sign a specific form, give them an honest and clear answer. If you are unsure of the answer, reach out to a Feeding America West Michigan representative so that we can assist you. If civil rights are being upheld correctly, it will eliminate any illegal barriers clients may encounter while trying to access food assistance. These barriers can include physical barriers, such as having no way to serve the individuals with disabilities, or service barriers, such as refusing service to a person who is not a member of your church. Every person, regardless of who they are, should be treated with dignity and respect. Consider the feelings of those you serve, and consider the way you yourself like to be treated. By putting yourself in the shoes of the individuals you serve, you will create a bond of trust and compassion and provide them the best possible service. Civil rights is not just a fancy phrase or a buzzword to describe the way we treat people. Civil rights is the law. It states that no person should be denied food or receive unequal treatment because of race, color, national origin, sex, disability, or age. We must always seek to put the best interests of our clients first and always consider the way we behave and how that may affect them. Discrimination is an issue that can have serious implications. If clients feel they are being treated in a discriminatory way, they may stop seeking your help or, in more serious circumstances, may make a formal complaint to the state of Michigan. There are 3 primary types of discrimination: disparate treatment, disparate impact, and reprisal or retaliation. Disparate treatment is the type that we are the most familiar with. Disparate treatment is intentional discrimination. This can include behaviors like refusing to serve a homeless person because they cannot provide you an address on the sign-in sheet, or only letting members of your congregation receive food at your church or at your distribution. Disparate impact is harder to spot sometimes as it is less overt and not intentional. An example of disparate impact could be asking a refugee family to wait for service until their sponsor is present, or telling a non-English speaking client to go last at the end of the distribution so that they can move the English-speaking clients through the line more quickly. While you may not mean to discriminate against someone by engaging in these behaviors, you are violating their civil rights. Reprisal or retaliation is actively treating a person differently because they have made a civil rights complaint in the past. Let's use a previous example. Suppose the non-English speaking client you asked to go last at your distribution files a complaint with the state. Then, the next month, when they come to receive food from you, they are refused service altogether. This is a perfect example of reprisal and retaliation. You disliked that they made a complaint, so you have refused service now. All three types of discrimination are serious and should not be tolerated. If you observe someone engaging in a discrimination of any time, notify a coordinator or Feeding America West Michigan representative so that it can be handled appropriately. Working with clients is rewarding, but it is also highly sensitive work. Our clients entrust us with various pieces of personal information each time they receive food from a distribution. Because of this, confidentiality must always be maintained. After a distribution, records should be kept in a secure area and kept private. Information should never be shared with other service providers. Occasionally, you may get a request to share statistics and other information from another pantry or social service provider. You should never do this without first getting approval from Feeding America West Michigan. One of the best things about the type of work we do is that we get to connect with people who are coming to us for service. People come to us looking for help, and we provide them with one of their basic needs. It is important to make an effort to connect with the people we serve. We have the ability to point them in the direction of help, whether it be our programs or ones that are nearby. By posting your program's hours, hanging up flyers, and listing your program details on your website or Facebook page, current clients and potential clients can find out where you are and how to access the services you provide. The method you use to reach people isn't as important as the consistency in which you reach out. You work hard to make your program successful. It is okay to let people know about all the good work you do. In an effort to make it clear to clients that our agencies are open to all, the USDA asks that you include the short form of the non-discrimination statement on printed materials. The short form of the non-discrimination statement is, "This institution is an equal opportunity provider." This statement should be added to any printed materials you use to advertise your food programs. Flyers, schedules, and posted hours are some examples of printed documents that should include this language. Compliance reviews are a necessary part of any program's operation. It is the expectation of Feeding America West Michigan that you and your agency will cooperate with inspections and compliance reviews anytime they are required. If there are any corrective actions that are required by an inspector or agency relations representative, you will receive them in writing. All corrective actions should be made within a timely manner and appropriately followed up with. During your food distribution, it is likely that you will come into contact with people who are living with some type of disability. It is important that people with disabilities are treated equally, and any barriers to getting food help that are caused by their disability are overcome quickly and efficiently. This is called making reasonable accommodations. You should always strive to have your site be accessible to individuals with disabilities. Wheelchair ramps and chairs for people who may struggle to stand are a great way to make your site more accommodating. You should also consider different ways you can provide food to individuals who may be unable to reach your site. As we have discussed, providing reasonable accommodations for clients with disabilities is not only the right thing to do, but it is a requirement of the USDA's civil rights policies. There are several avenues that you can use to ensure you are achieving reasonable accommodations for your clients. Alternative delivery options are a great way to assist clients who may have trouble seeking food at your site. An example of this could be to allow proxy pickups. A proxy is someone who picks up food on behalf of another person who is unable to attend. You do not need to publicize this service specifically. However, if a client comes to you and asks if they may pick up food for a family member, neighbor, or friend who is unable to attend, you should serve them as best you can. The proxy should sign in for themselves or for the person that they are picking up food for. Language support services are another way to achieve reasonable accommodations. By using the language identification chart provided by Feeding America West Michigan, or having translated materials, you can better serve the non-English speaking clients you are sure to encounter. It is likely that you will encounter people at your site who struggle to stand for long periods of time. By simply setting out several chairs for people to sit while they wait to receive food, you are making it much more hospitable and comfortable for them. Feeding America West Michigan has a zero-tolerance policy for sexual harassment in any form. Lewd comments, gestures, and unwanted physical contact are expressly prohibited. This applies to coordinators, volunteers, paid staff, and clients alike. If at any time a violation has occurred, it should be reported to management and Feeding America West Michigan, and when necessary, state and federal authorities. Your safety is always our first priority, and if you should ever feel unsafe, do not hesitate to call 911. Conflict is a very real part of life. Conflicts are more than disagreements. The way you handle yourself during a conflict is important. When conflicts arise, consider the following steps. You want to remain calm. Think about your body language and the tone of your voice. Make sure that it conveys to the person that you're having a conflict with that you care and you want to validate the way they're feeling. Explain the situation. Sometimes it can be helpful to speak back to the person what they have said to you. For example, what I hear you say is, that way they know that you have heard everything they say and are taking it seriously. Offer solutions to them. Keep in mind what the original conflict was about and offer a tangible solution to them that seems to keep their best interests in mind. Follow policies. If you have a policy in place, always apply it across the board equally. Never deviate from your own policies as it can look like preferential treatment. And when in doubt, call for assistance. There's nothing wrong with asking for help when you need it, whether it's another volunteer to listen to the person, or maybe a Feeding America representative who can help offer guidance and advice. It doesn't hurt to ask for a second opinion. Religious activities are something that is a cornerstone of Feeding America West Michigan's agencies. Many of our programs are faith-based, and while it is acceptable for you to live your faith, it is not acceptable for you to require clients to live it with you. If you have questions about the activities that are allowed, please see the attached handout. And Justice for All poster outlines the civil rights that are guaranteed to clients who receive food. It should always be posted in a visible location. The Notice of Beneficiary Rights outlines the guidelines faith-based programs must follow when serving food to clients. If your program or organization is faith-based, this document should be posted. Both documents are requirements of the USDA, and your agency relations representative will check for them when they conduct their yearly visit. Anyone has the right to file a civil rights complaint when they feel it is necessary. No person should ever be discouraged from filing a complaint. It is helpful to have a civil rights complaint form on hand so that when a person wishes to file a complaint, you have the paperwork they require. The directions for how to fill out this form and where to send it are printed right on the bottom of the form. You can get a civil rights complaint form from the Feeding America West Michigan website. In closing, it is very important to treat everybody you serve with dignity and respect. You should always make your clients feel welcome and safe when they come to receive food from you. It is important to maintain all of your standards and policies across the board. Remember that volunteers may not receive preferential treatment simply for volunteering, and make sure that all participants receive equal treatment and service. If you have any questions regarding this training, please forward them to your Feeding America West Michigan Agency Relations representative. Thank you.